Hello, this is Jo from Maths Tutor Me. Today we're doing geometry and we're going to be calculating some angles today. Now you will be able to work out all of these questions by doing some addition, column addition and subtraction, but to save us some time today I have brought my calculator along to make these problems a little bit quicker. Okay, so we'll be using our calculators for that. So let's have a look today. We want to talk about adjacent angles. Adjacent angles are the name that we give to angles that share a common arm and a vertex. So for example, over here is two angles that are sharing this arm and this point. So they are called adjacent angles. Supplementary angles are two or more angles that form a straight line and they add up to 180 degrees. So here is a straight line here, broken up into three angles. Okay, so that would be an example of supplementary angles. Complementary angles are two or more angles that form a right angle, adding to 90 degrees. So here's some angles making a right angle. They would be called complementary. Vertically opposite angles are equal angles formed when two straight lines intersect. Okay, two straight lines intersecting. The angles across from each other are called vertically opposite angles and they are always equal. Okay, and the last one I want to tell you about today is called angles at a point. All angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. So if we have a point in the center and all the angles around it will add up to 360 degrees. Okay, so you need to know each of those rules and you need to know how to use each of them. So let's have a look at our examples. Find the value of the pronumeral in each of the following. So first of all, we want to find the value of A. Okay, so we have a straight line here broken up into three angles. Those angles will add to give 180 because they are called supplementary angles. Okay, so if I want to find A, because they all have to equal 180 degrees, if I start with 180 and I subtract off the two angles that I know, that will leave me with the one that I'm trying to find. Okay, so A is going to be equal to 180 minus 84 minus 32. So on the calculator, 180 minus 84 minus 32 is equal to 64 degrees. Okay, so I'm not going to make you write down the reasons for these just yet. As you do more geometry, you will have to write down that that's called supplementary angles and you give reasons for things. But for now, we're just wanting to practice calculating what these things are and trying to connect up with which rule we're using. Okay, let's have a look at question 2. Question 2, we have two angles here that are sharing an arm and a vertex. These ones are called adjacent angles. Okay, so those two angles, we have a 65 degrees here and a 46 degrees here. I want to find the size of this big one around the outside. All that's going to be is those two angles added together. So B will be equal to 65 plus 46. Okay, then on the calculator, 65 plus 46 is equal to 111 degrees using our adjacent angles rule. Question 3, we have our right angle here with two angles. I want to find C. To find C, I know that both of those angles have to make 90. So if I start with 90 and subtract off the 42, that will tell me what C is. So 90 minus 42 is equal to 48 degrees. And they're called complementary angles. Question 4, two straight lines crossing over make vertically opposite angles, meaning that those angles have to be equal. So there's no calculation that needs to be done. All I need to do is say that D is equal to 116 degrees because they're vertically opposite. And question 5, to find E, all the angles around a point here add to give 360 degrees. So E will be equal to 360, take away the two angles that I'm told here, 131 minus 124, okay, which is equal to 360 minus 131 minus 124 is equal to 105 degrees. Okay, so that's 5 rules for you to remember, and now I'd like you to have a practice and see if you can remember how to use them. So here are 5 questions. Pause the video, see if you can find the value of the pronumeral in each of these, and then restart to see the answer. So for question 1, these are vertically opposite angles, and that means that F is going to be equal to 157 degrees. For question 2, we have 2 angles making a straight line here, or supplementary angles. So G is going to be equal to 180 degrees minus the 117. 180 minus 117 is equal to 63 degrees. For question 3, we have a right angle in here. So those angles must all add to give 90 degrees, what we call complementary. So to find H, start with 90 and subtract off the ones we've been given, 11 and 61. So 90 minus 11 minus 61 is equal to 18 degrees. Question 4, we have adjacent angles. Okay, these 2 angles are sharing an arm. This time we're told that the total of those angles is 143. So if I want to find I start with 143 and I subtract off the 81, and that tells me what I is. 143 minus 81 is 62 degrees. For question 5, this is lots of angles around a point. There is 360 degrees in angles around a point. So J is 360 minus, let's start here, 29, then 51, then 42, then 74, and 82. Lots of things there to subtract off. Okay, so 360 minus 29 minus 51 minus 42 minus 74 minus 82 is equal to 82. Okay, that's it. Hopefully you got those answers. Keep practicing and join me next time. Bye.